wholesaling got you down and out, or trying to wholesale got you down and out, you can't find a deal, or you've been doing deals, now your deal flow is completely stopped. This market is tough. This market is taking people out. Wholesalers are dropping every single day. And many people are asking, like, is wholesaling dead? Can you still wholesale? So that's what we're going to talk about today, man. Why so many wholesalers are quitting in this market, why it's so tough right now, and what can you do about it if you're trying to get started, or if you still got something going and you trying to keep it going. What can you do about this market? What can you do about this tough time, and how do you keep going? So you know who I'm bringing in, my guy from the hills, up in the hills, up in the great hills of Tennessee, man. Uh, no other than Cordero, the clean.
The cleaner, dude. The whole number one thing about being the cleaner, my favorite part of the book, you gotta check it out. It's called Relentless. Some of you may have read it already, but he talks about it's 3 words. I own this. This is my thing. This is what I do. Can't nobody do what I do. You think you could make an observation and be like, hey, Michael Jordan, let me tell you how to do. Let me check. No, he will embrace it. He's always learning. He's always growing, but he owns what he does. He the best at it. You can be the best at your job. You can be the best at what you do. You can be the best cook, the best chef, the best post office worker. But regardless, you own it. You're a cleaner. But what is all of that if a storm come your way, or if a crazy market come your way and you just fall back? Like, oh man, I guess I'm gonna wait till the market come back around and be a cleaner. Like, I'm only a cleaner when times are good. I'm only a cleaner when it's convenient to be. That's not how that works, man. And so I know a couple of y'all is maybe some of y'all, maybe y'all doing good. I know there's a couple of y'all that's doing really well right now, but some folks is having some trouble. I think ultimately, we're about to dive into it. What are some things that you can focus on? What are some things that you need to be doing? But I just want y'all to know, me and Byron trying to expand while everybody contracting. We trying to expand. We trying to take it. We ain't trying to just, let's just go back and let's do less calling, less text messaging. We trying to do Facebook. We trying to do PPC. We trying to go into your market, your market, your market. I heard Byron had a deal in I think he got a deal in Africa somewhere. He trying to hold.
Man, get out of here.
Byron trying to
get out of here.
South Brazil, South America, all of that, man. So you know what we doing. You know what we on, man.
Get out of here, man. But nah.
Before we jump into this, I know that people want to know. Just so y'all know, Byron, he live in one of them neighborhoods where, when you was a kid, you go trick or treating, you go to Byron's neighborhood. And you go, and Byron, were you giving out the full candy bars? You know what I mean? Or what? What was going on?
So that's to be expected. The full candy bars is to be expected.
Hey, let us know in the chat if y'all ever went to one of them neighborhoods and somebody was giving out money. Byron think I'm playing. Somebody,
man, ain't no way nobody giving out money in Halloween, man.
It was a dude.
Ain't
you go
no
to right,
giving out money, man.
It was a dude, and he didn't have like a bowl. Like, he didn't have no bowl. He just reached in his pocket, $5 for you, $5 for you, and a stack of it too. You go to the right place. You go to the right place.
Man. Say just hit you with five. Everybody getting $5 off the dude.
He gave me $5 and my sister $5. I don't know if everybody was giving $5. I don't know what he was giving everybody. I wondered. Maybe we need to hit him back. Maybe he feel more tears as the night goes on, or in the beginning he was like, hold on, I can't keep giving out these 20s now. Everybody ain't $5. I don't know. But I'll never. That's something you'll never forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy. The dude that gave us fines.
Never forget that, bro. Never.
Hey, I bet he gave one joke a fine. Everybody was like, "Hey man, he got money."
It was in a crazy neighborhood. Like my mama would take us like, all right, we're gonna trick or treat our neighborhood. Y'all can hit that up first while you waiting on me. And we like, Mom, we're gonna go ahead and just hit this neighborhood up. Then we get in the car and we going where we know is, bro. These is mansions.
She wasn't driving y'all around door to door, was she?
Where?
In the car, drive around door to door, let you jump out the car and go into the door.
Oh, dude. And when we got to that neighborhood, yeah, that's how my mom was playing it. Like, go to let's see what playing it. And it really depends on too if like what the temperature is. You know, sometimes it's cold around here. Like, hey, just go ahead.
Hey, she drive around. Hey, she start. Y'all jump out there.
Hit it. And then by the time we come back, we run back to the car. She just keep going. She pull up. She like, go to that house too. We like, all right, we're gonna run over here to this house. You might hit about 3 more houses before you actually get back in the car. But yeah. That's landed, man.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. Hey, we got 6 people in here, man. Let us know where you from, man. Like I said, we trying to do deals everywhere. We want to know if we're in your area, man. So let us know where you from as you come in, man. Let us know where you at, where you from on IG, where you at, where you from on YouTube, man. Y'all go ahead and let us know where y'all at. But man, yeah, dude, that's crazy. I never really experienced that. I don't think we ever like was going house to house, jumping out, hitting houses, and stuff like that.
What was y'all doing?
Yeah, we really didn't do Halloween like that, man. My pops was like, "Nah, we ain't doing that," you know.
We
But
shouldn't have been doing Halloween like that for real. It was a crazy time.
yeah, hey, when you get that fine, though, I bet you come back to that house. You like, man, we come back over here next year. Hey, going back to that house and gave us that $5 bill.
Yeah, like I said,
Go back to what he talking about.
that actually happened to me twice before, but it wasn't like that. I think they had like, I think the second time they did like $2 bills. Like they had some $2 bills, and we were just like, oh, this is cool. But it was like clearly like they had made the presentation. I think it was in an envelope with some candy. That guy, I won't forget it because it wasn't like he was unprepared, so he just reached in his pocket and pulled out a stack of money like a fold. He was just like, here.
Boom, 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 boom.
I had a feeling like next year we would not be able to catch him like that again. Next year he's like, I'd rather just buy the candy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm thinking like, shoot, you know how many people knew him as the guy?
Probably so. Probably so. People that was in that neighborhood and all of that. They was like, man, Steve is giving out stacks of money.
You know what I'm saying? Get you like $1,000, give it out on Halloween.
But this is what I'm saying.
Break it all into fives.
If you just saw his house, you knew he was the guy. Like, I mean, everybody's house was nice in that, but in any given neighborhood, there's always
that house. It's somebody who's standing out for sure. So but shoot, man, we want to talk about tonight, man. It's like with this market, it's crazy. Like the interest rates went from like 3% to like dip below into the 2%. Now it's all the way up to like 8. Like it's gonna go up to 9, look like. So, that's throwing a lot of stuff off. And now people are not selling as much. People are not buying as much, but there's people still selling and buying, just not as much, right? Volume is down. So now it's like, there's less food on the table. You know what I'm saying? A little bit less food on the table. So people like, man, I don't know if I want to be over here. It's less food on this table. I may need to get away from this table and go back to the safe table over here, where I know I'm going to eat. So why is wholesaling dead? Question number 1. Is wholesaling dead? Like, is wholesaling something that people shouldn't be trying to do like right now? You know what I'm saying? If I'm fresh, I'm new, I'm watching Cordero. He talking all this stuff about how to talk to sellers. Should I even be trying to get into this at this point in this market, which is not great?
You asking me that question?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Dude.
It's like,
Let me
should you get in? Like, yes or no, should you get in? And if yes, it's like, okay, like, what, how, why, like, would your approach be different? You
that's
see
a,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Based on the market, like, okay, what should I do because of what's going on? What should I do?
Question number one, I would say yes, right? Yes, it's always a good time. Good market, bad market. Um, and I want to just, I want to just say, I mean, obviously, like Byron, mentioned, it's like there's less food on the table, and so you got to take into consideration your circumstances, your situation. Maybe you got a family. Maybe you are the father to a household, or you just a breadwinner for your people in general. Whoever that may be, whoever you are to them, you just got like your responsibilities are different. But I think regardless, even with that taken in consideration, that's not a reason why you shouldn't go for the goal. That's the reason why you should actually. So yeah, I think you should definitely go into it now or anytime, because for a couple of reasons. Before I even get to the next question, why yes? Because for one, whether you get in when times are good or times are tough, it's just like it's cyclical. Tough times will come back around. Good times will come back around. So what are you gonna do? Get in it when it's good, and then when it gets bad, what do you do? I don't understand like most people when you say you want to do something. Most people when you're getting into this wholesaling arena or just in the arena of starting a business or being an entrepreneur, this is probably something you want to do for your life. This is a life decision. You're trying to you're going on a path and you're trying to deviate from what you've been doing, the 9 to 5, what everybody else I know is doing. I want to go change my life, and this is what I want my life to be. And so you got to understand, if you're going to get in this for life, then it's not about, you can't time it when it's going to be good or perfect. And if you're going to get in it for life, good times are going to come back around and bad times are going to come back around. And if you live long enough, you'll see this come back around several times over. It's cyclical. So it's not about times are tough right now, we shouldn't. Definitely. It's always a good time. And some of the best advice I heard is always a good time to invest into yourself, for sure. You know what I mean? And so, yes, you should. But what are some things that I would say to take into consideration as far as your approach to it now in times like this? I think ultimately some of the most important things that I would say to take into consideration is, one is when times are scarce and when there's quote unquote less food at the table. Less food means less people at the table. And so honestly, all you got to do is keep going and have the heart and have the guts to keep going. And then you'll look up and you'll realize that the competition, there's not as much there anymore. All you have to do is keep going. That's one thing. The competition is scarce. Like there's not much competition around anymore. But also, too, I think in order to capitalize, you still got to take into consideration that there are less people, there's less food at the table in general. When my motto is, it's not step-by-step directions. And I'm not necessarily just in life in general, when I'm looking for some sort of guidance in any given field, whether that's entrepreneurial, in financial, mental, physical, spiritual. It's like sometimes, especially when times get more chaotic and tough and the storm is coming. If you a boat on the ocean and the waves are rocking and you like, it's not about, I need step-by-step directions because I got the clear foresight. What it's about is a compass in general direction. Now, what I mean by that is now you got to focus more than ever on the fundamentals. and stick to the basics and understanding those, because it's going to be hard to know your direction in the storm. But if you got a compass, you know that that's north, that's south, that's east, that's west. Like if you got a compass, you can follow that general direction, because you're not going to be able to stand on flat footing all the time. Things are constantly changing. Things are constantly evolving, and you're going to need to know what are the basics to keep in mind that I can protect myself. And as long as I stand on these principles, then I can't be shaken. And there's a couple of those that we could talk about. One, the basics. If you find buyers who are actively buying properties, no matter this month, this last quarter, the cold months, or in the hot months of next year, if you find buyers who are actively buying and go look for what they're buying, then you, like, that's guaranteed. And you find a deal that they would buy and you can work the margin in, that's guaranteed money. That's guaranteed. If you, that one principle, find people who are buying. Now, wholesaling can be scarce if you're trying to find properties that you don't know if anybody is buying, and you don't realize that the market is adjusting rapidly by the quarter, by the month. And so you're looking for properties that might have been hot last month, but they're not hot this month. And so you don't know what you're looking for. But if you find the buyers first, that's a fundamental that you can always depend on. Another fundamental I would say you can always depend on. People will never stop going through problems. People will never stop going through problems.
No doubt.
So ultimately, if you set your focus and intentions on solving problems and build your capabilities around being able to solve the problems, i.e., finding buyers with cash money that can solve people's problems, because there are cats who are there are cats who've been waiting on this. There are cats who got money stored. Maybe that guy that passed me out the money on Halloween, maybe he was one of them guys. I don't know where he's at today. I can't remember even where that neighborhood was. I don't know what he's doing today, but maybe he's out there looking for his next. They sitting on stacks of money, waiting for this to happen. The Warren Buffetts of our generation, right? And so if you find those people, you can solve a problem for a lot of people that have problems. Problem will never stop. As a matter of fact, during tough times, more problems. Those are two fundamentals right there. Is like find buyers who have cash and create business-to-business relationships and just look for what they're looking for. And then in specific, the type of properties they're looking for, people who own those properties have problems. So focus on those problems and how to solve them for the people. Not how
the way I see it, more problems, more money.
Man, dude, I need to get that like quoted and put up around.
It's seriously like wholesaling, like that's seriously the motto.
No, that's the motto for business, period.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Business in general, man. Solving problems is gonna make you more money. The more problems you solve for people, the more money you're gonna get. That's just principles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What are some other principles you feel like one could stand on when times are tough and they can't keep jumping from fad to fad, or try this wholesaling model, or do this or that, pull this list? What are some principles that remain constant no matter what?
I think you had some good points, man, about building relationships with people. I think relationships is going to help you through tough times. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about making connections with the right people, because it's like there's less margin for error when you're going through tough times. You know, it's like you got to hit. Like, you may be able to miss a couple of times, but like when you in good times, it's like Warren Buffett said, like when the tide is high, you know you can't tell who's skitty dipping. You know,
you don't know who's
everybody winning. Everybody look like a freaking genius, right? It's like when the market riding high, everybody looks like a genius. Like, man, look at him. He looks great. You know?
we just made $100,000 by blah blah. Right, because they pumped money into the market. Of course, you just caught it. If 100 million Skittles fell out the air, I would accidentally catch some on accident.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what I'm
Just get
That's what
along.
I'm saying, man. It's like, everybody's doing great during the good times, but it's like when times get tough, that's when you really see the people that was about this business. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, I think that's the real good thing, man. And then, like, I think the hard times make you adjust, make you do stuff different. But as far as like getting started, like I said, it's all about building relationships. If you can build the proper relationships with the right people, like I said, I always say build a relationship with good people who run a good business. Those people usually going to stay in business. You build a right relationship with them, and you're able to feed into their business. You
Yeah.
know, you're actually able to feed off their business too. And as long as you build enough relationships and keep good people around you, I think that's going to be the key. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I know a lot of people who stop wholesaling, a lot of people who start doing this and that, but like none of the people I'm with has dropped. None of the people I'm with has shut down because it's like, those people are good people. They run good businesses. They don't, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, man. You gotta surround yourself with good people that's running good ethical businesses, that's doing the right stuff, that's made of the right stuff, not just doing business with people just because it's just a transaction. You know what I'm saying? Like most people, they want to just have transaction. It's like, man, we got, a lot of transactions, good transactions going, but it's like I'm not just doing business with anybody, right? It got to be the people I feel comfortable doing transactions with, and it go beyond just the transaction. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes beyond the transaction. Like I know that person look out for me. I know they know that I'll look out for them. And that's why like people ask me like, hey, you want to sign this to make sure that you send me this and I send it's like, dude, if I gotta sign papers with you, that's almost a problem with me. It's like, if I can't trust you to do what you're gonna do and you can't trust me to do what I'm gonna do, then we probably shouldn't even be messing with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People ask me, it's like, hey, are you signing? Like, I'm not against signing JV deals. I'm not against signing, whatever anybody want me to sign. I'm just saying that if it's at the point where we gotta constantly do that, or we gotta keep doing that, it's like, dude, we probably shouldn't even be messing with each other like that. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, like, if you know me, I know, like, that I believe is bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? And if I really want to mess with you, I gotta believe that you know it's bigger than that. I gotta believe that you value relationships, you know, uh the fact that we work together and feed off each other. Is like I gotta know that you value that more than cheating me on anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not scared to share stuff with people. I'm not scared. Like if me and Cordero doing something, it's like, shoot, I don't care if he get the money or I get the money or whatever. It's like we know we already know what we're gonna do. Bam, I'm gonna get mine, you can get yours. Doesn't matter if it comes to your bank account, my bank account, doesn't matter. It's like the money gonna get where it's supposed to get, period. Because if it doesn't happen, I'd rather know it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'd rather throw it in your hands and let you you know, prove to me that now I'm not that guy that you think I am. That way I could just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta keep going down the road with you and then figure out later on that you the other guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like relationships is a big thing for me, man. Just making sure that you have the right people around you, you surrounding yourself with the right people. I think that's huge, man. I think it's everything, man. I think that's what keeps you going. Surround yourself with the right people. Like you were saying yesterday, it's like iron sharpen iron. I think that's like Proverbs 27:17 or 17:27, something like that. It's like, iron sharpen iron. So as one man sharpens another, you know, it's
Yeah.
like you gonna sharpen me, I'm gonna sharpen you. You know what I'm saying? So like it has to be that relationship. Otherwise, it's like I don't want to just be doing business with people just to be doing business. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's major. That's major. And Byron is bringing in a key principle. Again, we're talking principles that no matter what the market's doing, no matter what the ocean is doing while you sailing it, what can you keep remain? It's going to remain constant, and that is, the people you surround yourself with is going to determine where you go, and birds of a feather fly together ultimately. And so making sure that you're surrounding yourself with the type, that's the one thing when you get into business, that should be one of the main reasons why you do it. It should be one of the biggest benefits behind it is now when you get into business, you work with who you want to work with.
Yeah.
And and it's up to you to learn discernment and get the ability to be able to make that decision should grow as time goes on, but you get to choose those people. And should you choose wisely, those people will have a great and immense, almost like a crazy outcome on how your results come to fruition. And so definitely that. And then also he made another key point is, and I've tried to mention this to people. I remember a new dude, like he was getting into the business, did a deal, and he was like, man, let me talk to you. I was like, dude, relationships in this business are very important. And I know you all think, well, if I just get a deal, if I find a deal and put it on Facebook, I'll find a buyer easy. But that's a transaction. You don't want transactional. You want real, true relationships with people. Because in a transactional setting, all you got, I got what I got, you got what you got, was the transaction itself. Now, when times get tough, I can't call on you for those, unmeasurable benefits that one could get from being friends.
Yeah.
What if I need you for something more than just buying a deal from me? What if I need you for something more, or vice versa? What if you need something and I have the power to help, but we don't know that because we didn't build a real relationship. I just kept it transactional.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's so true for sure. It's like, how many people do you know right now that you can call up and say, hey, I need 30K? And they say, hey, man, I got you. How many people you know? You know what I'm saying? It ain't a whole bunch of them that you're going to be like, yeah, that person got me.
It
You
ain't a
know
whole
what I'm saying?
I'm saying like real talk, maybe like I can count them all on one hand. For
Shoot,
sure.
I can count them on one finger. But it's like before I started real estate, I can count them on ain't a finger gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't a finger gonna pop up if it was before I got into real estate. But it's like, dude, it's crazy. It's like, shoot, I've given up 30K. You know what I'm saying? It's like, shoot, I've been the person to give somebody 30K. But it's all based off relationships, man. It's all based off of, man, I know this person being here for me to help me with this. They got into this situation. Bam, here you go. Boom. Look, hey, keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's that kind of deal where it's like, man, you can call somebody and get what you really need. Like, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom. Like in business, you get in different situations, man, where you need people, right? You need people to have your back,
People with money, preferably.
Yes, people who can swing a bat. It's like they got something behind them.
They got pulled. This is why it's not just find the buyers first and that's why you always hear me say this: find the buyers, build a business to business relationship. What I mean there is, one, build a relationship, not just, hey, let's be transactional buddies. No. And I say business to business because what I'm saying is money to money. That's what I'm saying. Folks who got money and establishment and they own pool, you connect with them on that level. Like, I'm trying to do my own motion, and it's not just for the deals. It's because these people add so much value. We talked about this before. They add so much value, like even just their mindset, being able to reach out and talk to people who can do that will add so much value to your entire game, your business, your existence.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think that just being building relationships with other businesses, and that's building a relationship with these cash buyers, is like that is the foundation of your business. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like if anything else fails, I'm calling the cash buyers I built relationships with, and I'm talking with them. You know what I'm saying? When things start shaking, I'm talking with them. Hey, what's going on? What are you looking to buy? What are these people buying? And it's like one relationship leads to another relationship, leads to another relationship, leads to another relationship. And it's like after a while, you done build a web of relationships where it's like, man, my connections are strong. You know what I'm saying? It's like these people know who I am. Those people know who I am. It's like I got a deal right now that's supposed to be closing, and the closing attorney is like 3-4 hours away. I'm like, and they want me to come sign. I'm like, dude, I'm not driving all the way over there just to ink on a piece of paper. They was like, well, you're gonna have to do this. It's gonna cost you $150. I'm like, man, get out of here, man. Hey, called up attorney's office right down the road. I've been doing deals with. Hey, can I come up there and sign this paper at y'all office? They was like, yeah, just loop us in the email. We'll get it done. Boom. It's like, dude, come up there. I done this before now. Go up there, sign, boop, 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 send it back, done. It's like, dude, don't even worry about it. It's all good. We got you. It's like, man, that's what I'm saying. It's like you build real relationships with people, and when you in a situation, it's like they got you. You know what I'm saying? It's
Because you
like
gonna
they
get
got you.
situations. You gonna get into situations. That's the thing about this business. So again, because I've talked to a couple of people that tune into our lives. I've talked to them just direct outside of the context of, hey, just watch us on YouTube. And I'm trying to tell y'all, when we say there's more value to the reverse wholesale model, we talking about how to create an actual business that gets up and running and going. And we seeing ahead, like when somebody you show freshman year and a senior come to you, be like, hey, you want to make sure you do this and that and this and that and this and this. Don't get the bottom locker, make sure you get the top locker. Don't do this, and you just like that couldn't possibly matter. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm just trying to tell you, man.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. It's like I'm not saying that like other ways don't work. I'm
Yeah,
saying that I'm looking at what I've done and the most effective things that I've done.
yes,
Like this is where you should start. So you're talking about thoughts on first deal, how to row. The first thing is, man, I would say start building relationships with cash buyers because one, most of the time it's free. Like most of the time it's not gonna cost you any money to build those relationships, right? Or if it does, it's not going to cost you a lot of money to build relationships. You're just going out here and meeting a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? If you people talking about driving for dollars, the real driving for dollars, drive around, see somebody working on a property, stop, get out, go figure
yeah,
out who bought that mug. That's the real driving for dollars. Cause
yeah.
that dude right there got way more dollars than any one little house. You know what I'm saying?
Dollars, yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, go connect with those people, find the players, find the people being active. They got their properties listed on Zillow. They out working at their property. They're showing up to these auctions in town. It's like go find the players, man. Go find the people who are closing deals and get connected with these people and build real relationships with them. You know what I'm saying? Um, like we said, man, there's so many benefits of that. The first benefit is once you build a connection, they're gonna tell you what type of properties they're purchasing, right?
Yeah,
And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go find the type of properties that they're purchasing and ask the people who own the properties, are you interested in selling? Bam. That's how
right.
you get your first deal. It's like that's how you get to your first deal, and it's bulletproof. It 100% works. 100%. Because if you find real players are making plays, right? They're actually buying property. So if they're actively buying, all you got to do is go find the property for them. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Period.
Simple. And I know Cash Wall. I know it can seem like you asked a question, like, how do I sit down at the table and eat my first meal? And Byron said, well, first thing you do is go outside and plant seeds in the garden. And you like, dude, I'm talking about eating at the table inside the house. How come you telling me to go in the opposite direction first? It's like there's a reason for that. I'm just trying to let everybody know because I don't think that they really get this when we say this. Is it's like, first of all, if it's your first deal, there's a lot of things that you're not taking in consideration that YouTube ain't about to teach you. Not even our videos, not even the best of the best guys' videos. It's simple. There's going to be a couple holes, gaps in your understanding until you actually go through it and do your first deal. And I can't tell you because you may know something that I didn't know on my first deal and not know something that I did. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But however, if you build a connection with the buyer first, that greatly reduces your chances of having a whole lot of gaps because at any point in time you could just reach out to the buyer and say, hey, what is it? And I said build a relationship with. Not just transactional, get to know them, talk to them, ask them questions. People love to talk about themselves. Just being real with you. People love to share, especially successful people. You know what I mean? People love to help. In spite of what you may believe, you got to improve on your approach.
Just like the dude that you was talking about with that house that was giving away all that money on Halloween. It's like they love to give, like getting in these circles with these people. It's like I'm talking to people and they're like, man, they talking about how much money they give away. You know what I'm saying? They love to give. They love to give away. They love to do that kind of stuff. So you provide true value to them. If you help that person, like if you help that person make an extra 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand a year, they're gonna look at you different. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to look at you different when you keep making them money. They're like, God dang, Cordero, I just got this dude brought me this, then he brought me this, he brought me this, he brought me that. I'm like, dang, hey, he see Cordero number pop, boop, I'm answering that phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm answering because it's like, man, when you keep bringing them back, and the value is you went out and look for the type of property that they want to buy and you bring it to them, right? That is value. You're bringing them value. I always wonder, it's like, they always tell me, like, yeah, go out and add value. Go out and add value. I'm like, how do I add value? Right? So you add value by go and finding what somebody is looking for. It doesn't matter what they're looking for. It's like, what is it? And it's hard to say, hey, Cordero, what you looking for? No, you listen to Cordero talk and you're like, oh, dang, he must be, you know what I'm saying? Like, he looking for this. Like, Cordero looking for, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Cordero, I know Cordero's in Tennessee. I know Cordero's is wholesaling. It's like probably looking for this kind of property somewhere in Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? I heard him mention Clarksville. Oh man, if I brought Cordero this kind of property in Clarksville, that would be bringing him value. You see what I'm saying? Boom! Now you in Cordero door. You just hey Cordero, you knock that door. Hey, I got this kind of property in Clarksville. He gonna be, oh, come on in, come on up in here. He gonna be talking to you. He gonna be sharing stuff with you. It's like that's how you get in the door. You gotta listen to people, figure out, okay, what are they looking for? What do they want? What's the value to them? What kind of stuff are they looking for right now? Go find it, bring it to them. You know what I'm saying? Boom, here we go. You ain't got to know how to do everything. That's the beauty of finding the buyers. You don't have to. It's like you find somebody in Clarksville that just want to sell. You ain't got to know the ARV. You ain't got to know the MAO. You ain't got to know the rehab costs. You ain't got to know the growth market analysis. You ain't got to know the cap rate. You ain't got to know none of that. All you got to know is this property in Clarksville. Person want to sell, and you hit Cordero up. He like, oh yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? He letting you in the door, and he gonna work with you. Same thing for any other, like anybody who buying properties cash is like, you bring them, so they're gonna know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're gonna know what to do with it. You know, the other stuff gonna get worked out. Gonna get like I brought the person a property on my first deal. I didn't know how to write a contract. That's gonna get worked out. I didn't know how to do an assignment. That's
Yeah,
gonna get worked out.
all of that gets
I
figured
didn't
out.
know how to get anything to the attorney's office. That's gonna get worked out.
I'm trying to tell you what he's saying is real. All of the other stuff works out. Your goal is to build the relationship.
Yeah,
If you build the
and,
relationship,
and
and
add value.
what add value means is because you got to understand, just like the sellers have problems, obviously entrepreneurs, other business people, men and women have problems. And add value means your focus is to solve their problem. And most people, and again, that's why I say the core, I guess the core principle of any business is to solve problems. And so therefore, when you're solving problems, that's when you're adding value. And in this country, the amount of money you have is in direct correlation to the amount of value that you provide. I can't hear you. I can't hear
No,
you.
no, no. I was talking to the people on TikTok, man. They was
Okay.
like, hey, is that Zach Ginn? It's like, nah, man, that's Cordero the cleaner, dude. Cordero the cleaner. Yeah. Hey, you was talking so smooth, I guess, but yeah, he still Zach Ginn be talking smooth, man. Hey,
They be talking a
talking
lot of
smooth.
But Cash,
But hey, what's this right here? How do I turn off that thug to connect with other entrepreneurs on 22? I wonder if he really saying thug.
I think he is. I mean, Cash, let us know, right? Because I want to be real with you. I got an answer to that question if you're talking about that, right? Because being a younger dude, coming from a certain environment, you got a certain way that is normal to you to conduct yourself, to communicate, to just be and exist is comes from your environment. And if you meant that, let us know, Cash, please. If you meant that thug. And you might be self-conscious of how do I fix or change who I am to connect with other people, if that's what you're talking about. And if that's not what you're talking about, I'm sure somebody does have this, because I had this question when I got into it. I was not a smooth talking dude from the beginning. It took some evolving my way of thinking. It changed, to be able to communicate in a certain way. But it wasn't about changing me or feeling ashamed of who I was or acting different or not being me. It's not about I just like to be real. Yeah, okay, that is what you're talking about. Look, how do
that is what you talking about.
listen, because there was a dude that I worked with, actually a dude that put me on, my last partner is the dude that put me on. His name was Tobias. Shout out to Tobias. That's still my guy to this day. He was a couple years older than me, but he was still a young dude per se. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I think he was like 30, 32. Man, dude, I mean, to be real with you, dude was thugged out. Dreads, big black dude, tattoos all over the place, beard. He actually had got like shot in his right arm. So his right arm was paralyzed. So if you went in to go shake his hand or dap him up, you could, like, his arm was paralyzed. So he'd be like, man, nah, shake me with the left hand or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are crazy.
Dude, this was so, because especially at the time I was younger, all I'm listening to is 21 Savage or, whatever was going on at the time. So that was a major question that I had, was like, okay, how do I adjust me to I don't know, fit in or to be able to connect with people? But what I realized with Tobias was Tobias could go on a meeting with a wealthy white person, some Asian people, whatever it may be. He was going to be himself. And the people, what I realized was they appreciated him more for being true to himself. He ain't had no, how people got their work voice. He didn't have no work voice. He was just himself. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying to be overly thugged out, because honestly, you want to evolve you or your idea of who you are as time goes on. So you want to constantly be grow in that, reading more books, expanding your horizon, expanding what your vocabulary and all of that. You want to grow that because, like I was saying in the beginning, you're wanting to do this for life. I understand you talking about your first deal, but you're not just trying to get one deal and go back to your normal lifestyle. You're trying to grow and change and evolve. So commit and embrace that. I don't want to be money hungry, but commit and embrace that. But just understand that if you're being true to yourself, whether you being a thug or whatever you want to call it to yourself, just remember, you being true to yourself, people gonna feel that more. And regardless of what your environment speaks to, there's a there's a certain element of you that's just you. It's not your. It's not thug. It's Cash. It's whatever your real name. If your name is Cash or whatever your real name is, it's you. And bring that into these conversations. And just be true. Tell people your story. Hey man, I'll come from this environment. I could be out here doing this, this, and this, but I'm trying to change and evolve and grow. And I want to get into this business. So I understand you're buying properties in this area. You know, would you be okay if you let me know what you're looking for and I went to go look for it for you? I would rather be doing this than anything else I could do. And I don't care. People are going to respect that. What I'm saying is don't try to be different. Be you, but be completely you. You got to be clear on who you are and what you're out of life and be certain of that. But when you bring that to the table, it don't matter how you look on the outside. None of that matters. You will appeal to people. You know what I mean? If that's what you was asking, because that was such a major thing for me when I got started. Like I couldn't talk like I talk now. It was terrible. I talk terrible.
Yeah.
I talk terrible. Like,
yeah. I think, man, I think the big thing is it's like I take it back to that verse I was talking about, man. Iron sharpen iron, so does one man sharpen another. Dude, I always had a saying, man, you cannot remain you and get to where you're trying to go. You can't just be you.
For sure.
Because if you just be you, you're gonna just be in the same position you in. It's like you have to get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like people ask me, like, I talk the same way. I talk the same way I talk that I've been talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you just change yourself like who you are, but not, like you ain't change the way you talk or change the way you look. It's like, but you do have to become a better person, right? That means your character traits, your character needs to be developed. You need to grow your character. Like that's a big thing. Like you need to get okay, you may say, oh, thug, but you shouldn't be hanging out with thugs. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because that's not what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to do this, you ain't trying to be no thug. If you need to feed your brain what you're trying to do. Feed your brain what you're trying to do. Who are you trying to become? Feed that. You got to feed your brain with that, and you got to constantly do it. Like, and I think for different people, different amount of people's brain need a different amount of feeding, right?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like you have to feed, and it's like, okay, so you got to just keep feeding your brain, but you got to feed it the stuff that you're trying to be. You can't feed it who you were. If you feed your brain who you were, then you're gonna be who you were, right? You're gonna, like Cordero say, you are what you eat. That's just not food. It's what you put in yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about, what you was. It doesn't matter if you was thug. It doesn't matter if you was just a lame that played video games all day long. It doesn't matter if you was just a sports fanatic, just sat there and watch sports all day long. If you're not trying to be that, if you're trying to be something different, then you need to feed your brain what you're trying to be. Period. You got to.
Dude, and I think that's major. But what I'm saying is it's not about changing. Like I think if you was
the
thinking
other stuff ain't got to change. It's the character. It's
It's
not that.
it's your heart. It's
Yes.
ultimately when you say I'm a thug, I would imagine you're talking about I talk a certain way, I dress a certain way, I look a certain way, and I'm perceived a certain way. But this is what I was meant by bringing up my guy Tobias, because he forever changed something in me. It's about what's on the inside. The book say what comes from the inside of a person is what will either defile him or make him a better person. Is what comes from the inside. It's not the outside, it's the inside. And what I mean by that is when you change your mind, what do you mean thug if your mind is set on how do I help people? See what I'm saying? If your mind is set on how do I solve people problems and you're true on that and your intentions on that are pure and you're clear on the only reason why I'm getting into business is so that I can help people solve their problems. I can help sellers who are in tough situations find a buyer that they wouldn't otherwise be able to find. I can help buyers who are looking to grow and evolve their business find deals that they wouldn't otherwise be able to find. Without me, how could thug come into that equation, right? You could you could wear whatever you want to wear. I've seen people show up, cash buyers show up to the title company in sweatpants with the hat cocked sideways, earrings in, and the Escalade, and these was the cash buyers that's showing up like that. I've seen it all.
I'm a cash buyer, man. I'll show up to a closing just like this. Just like,
it's not. It's like what? Because my point is, when you say, "How do I get rid of the thug to connect with other entrepreneurs?" It's just like it's not about the thug part. It's about what's in your heart and what's in your what's in your character. All of those things fall under, I would believe, character. Ultimately, what's your character? And are your intentions behind doing this? Is like I think you just had another comment that says something. You don't want to be all about the money. Don't be all about the money. Ultimately, number one rule in business is to make money. Number two is don't forget number one, don't lose money. So obviously you in business to make money and you prioritize that, but it's about your intentions behind doing it and how you're going to go about doing it. And when you have integrity, then it don't matter if you got tattoos. It doesn't matter. If you have integrity and you have pure intentions, it doesn't matter if you wear your hat a certain way or what music you listen to. It won't matter. But what I'm saying is, in order for you to change those intentions and change your heart and change your mindset on what you're trying to do, you're gonna have to change what you consume, what you feed yourself. Stop. I imagine you listen to a certain type of music. I imagine you hang around a certain type of people. Like Byron said in the beginning, one major fundamental principle of business, of life in general, is who you hang around. You're going to be the 10th person. 9 people you hang around, you're going to be the 10th one. You hang around 9 broke dudes, you're going to be the 10th one. You hang around 9 rich dudes, you're going to be the 10th one. You hang around 9 thugs, you're going to be the 10th one. And so ultimately, I just want you to know it ain't about how you appear. It's about what's going on inside your mind and inside your heart that ultimately will grant you success or failure. Because when you set your intentions on being pure, then your conversation just naturally comes off when you're trying to connect with other buyers, entrepreneurs, and investors. Like I gave you an example. It'll be something like, hey, I'm trying to do this. I'm talking about, like, for real though. It's going to be like, hey, I'm trying to help you out. And this is me, this is who I am, but I understand that you have a problem and I've listened to you. I understand what issues you deal with. I understand that. So how can I help you? How can I be of service to you? Right. And that's all you got to do. So that's a mental shift. That's not of like wear different clothes or talk different shift. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what Tobias taught me. It was just because as thugged out as he would go to there and his whole thing would be like people felt comfortable. I mean, we had one racist guy called us the N-word and everything else. You know what I mean? We had one guy. And then after we bought that dude's house, like a month later, he died. So, bless his soul. But I realized when people are like that, it say a lot more about them, their heart and their intentions more than it said about us. Because old ladies would trust Tobias. He was our boots on the ground. He would go to the properties and it'd be like, oh, old ladies who trusted him. I used to be that. That forever changed me because I had that same question, dude. But I do want to introduce a couple. What's going on, Bobby?
Bobby, what's up, man? He said wholesaling is dead. I don't know. Some people think wholesaling is dead. It's dead to some people.
Man, I want to mention a couple other principles, but we can ask these questions. You know, a couple other principles I think that'll really help. But we can answer these questions, man. You said you were looking for a house to flip in Dallas Fort Worth, Texas, right? How do I get a hold of you when I find the deals?
Hit me up on IG, man. Hit me up on IG. Direct message on IG. You can hit me up for sure. And shoot, let me drop my number down here, man. Y'all can hit me up. You're gonna have to text though. Man. You're gonna have to hit me on the text line.
Me up on that.
I drop it down there in the chat, but you can hit me up on the text line, man. Cause I don't really
text
answer my phone. Yeah, text me and I'll text you back for sure. Said just like to be real. Do y'all know about iSpeed the lead? Is it worth it? I tried iSpeed the lead one time. The guy was interested in selling, but he wanted too much money. He ended up listing that property. But yeah, I mean, I guess it worked. There's people who use it and it works. But you know, I would prefer to use Lead Zolo. I'm thinking Lead Zolo is probably better than iSpeed the lead from what I've gathered, anyways. So.
Yeah, this is a little quick insight if this helps, man. iSpeed the lead is they kind of generate leads and you just pay per the lead. I'm sure you realize that already. But they do PPC, Facebook, they do text and cold calling. They just generate leads from wherever and then they sell them. They just sell the leads instead of dealing with them. Lead Zolo allows you to essentially create your own mini PPC campaign inside their platform to generate your own leads. So that's the difference. So it allows you to basically create another.
Yeah, and they're not using like cold calling or text, anything like that. Like they use ads. They're using Google ads, YouTube ads, mainly that stuff. And like you pick an area, okay. And when let's say if somebody hit the ad or whatever, that ad come in, they're gonna send you that property from that particular area. Let's say if they got 5 people in that area, let's say me and Cordero both in Clarksville, Tennessee. They're gonna send Cordero property in Clarksville. The next property coming in Clarksville, they'll send it to me. Next property coming to Clarksville, they'll send it to Cordero. Next property coming in Clarksville, they send it to me. So they like rotate that. You know what I'm saying? But it's all on YouTube ads, Google ads, stuff like that. So that's the difference. iSpeed the lead is getting them from all over the place, but they're sending them directly to you. You know what I'm saying? iSpeed the lead is putting them up on their website and saying, hey, buy these, right? Like they're selling them off, they're posting them on the website. Like Lead Zolo is just sending it straight to you. You the only one getting this lead. Nobody else can buy it. Now you can buy exclusive on iSpeed the lead and stuff like that. But Lead Zolo is just straight exclusive.
I feel like I heard somebody say one guy did iSpeed the lead. I think it was Vince said one of his friends did iSpeed the lead and did like a $90,000 deal or something like that. I mean, so anything works if you work it.
If you run into the right joker, anything work. But obviously there's gonna be some things.
She could recommend you a deal from her job and be like, oh, my baby buy property. So anything works if you work it. But again, wholesaling is dead. A couple more principles I want to leave y'all with to just keep in mind, because as the storm gets tougher and tougher, the likelihood that you're going to have step by step, oh, go here, just go over there. You can't even see over there. It's going to get harder and harder. You're going to need general direction, like to get you where you're going. This is in panic mode almost. And so, like, for example, when you're on fire, you ain't got the perfect answer. Stop, drop, and roll helps you. You know what I mean? That's a principle, or that's just like a basic rule of thumb that will help you. One I would say for sure is 10x. You can take this one to the bank. It's 10x. And what is 10x? That just means 10 times, no matter what, if you're having trouble, if you're trying to get your first deal, or you've done deals and you're trying to pick up and you're trying to outwork the market, outwork the work, or out hustle whatever's going on, the interest rates, then a great rule of thumb to do that is to take whatever you're doing, take your workload and 10 times it. Increase the work activity by 10 times that amount. If you're making 10 calls a day, make 100 calls a day. If you're reaching out to 10 buyers a day, reach out to 100 buyers every day. If you're texting 2,500 people a day, figure out how to text 25,000 people a day, and I guarantee you that you will get more deals, right? And obviously, you don't want to just be doing busy work. You want to put yourself in a position where you caught wind of what you should be doing and you got the right direction. But this is a rule of thumb that could blast you through any choppy waters. It's just speed it up and go harder, like 10x your activity. 10x is something that you can always take, because essentially, I heard this by Tony Robbins. Massive action is the cure-all. It don't matter what the market is doing. It don't matter what the economy's got going on. It don't matter nothing. If you can take massive action in any direction, you will be successful. Yep. It'll be cure-all, like massive action. That means just like, if you want to be an actor, don't go to 10 auditions in your lifetime and say, well, I could have made it. You're going to have to go to 100 every day. And I guarantee you, you're going to get noticed by somebody. I mean, if you can make that happen, right? And so 10x is a principle that will take you to the moon and back. And then another principle I would say is just again, be careful what you consume. And if you want to be successful, I think it's best not to consume. There's going to be a lot of news, and it's going to be a lot of video where the content of the video is just talking about wholesaling is dead, but they telling you why you should give up. They telling you why you should throw in the towel. They telling you why you should, because this ain't working. They talking about what's not working, right? There's a lot of people talking about wholesaling being dead in that regards, or there's a lot of people talking more about the interest rates than they are telling you, this is how you 10x. This is how you get your first deal in a tough market. More people talking about why it's impossible to get a deal than, okay, how you have to go about getting your first deal now. You know what I'm saying? And so just simply don't consume that. Just don't do it. Turn off the bad news. I know I used to watch Minority Mindset a lot, but his channel has kind of gotten to the point where he just talks way more about, oh, the market crash. The market's going to crash. The real estate market, the stock bubble, this bubble, the interest rates, blah, 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 blah. It's like all of that is going to be there. If you just focus on the work and tune all of that out and put the reps up and put the shots up, then you're going to be good, right? If you just focus on the work. That's all I say is just like, if you just focus on the work, find a way to keep the work the main thing, and don't let it distract you, because that's what it's going to do. If you're constantly questioning yourself, man, is wholesaling even real? Is wholesaling dead now? Can you even do it now in this market? Then, of course, you're not going to be able to even tap into the 10X mindset where it's just like, I'm going like hard, like I'm going 10 times harder than I would be going. It's like if you asking, man, can I even make a shot? Can I even play basketball? Of course, you're not going to get into the rhythm of putting up 100 shots to make, like to become a Steph Curry at this, because you still question if it's even possible. And I've already spent my day hours cold calling, sending out text message, Facebook leads, and we doing all of this. You still questioning, is it real or not? So it's like, how far can you really go if you questioning it? So ultimately, don't consume that. Don't let all of that. Don't let the noise of the storm and the turbulence, all of that distract you. Peace be still. Have some level of calmness in in the work. Just stay focused. Do the boring work. Stay focused and do the boring work. I don't know. Oh yeah. I know where you went, dog. I did not know where you went.
No. I'm good, man. But Jamie Buck said, What's going on, y'all? About to get my marketing back going. I work from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. Y'all recommend texting or calling. Shoot.
Yes, Jamie, both.
Yeah,
Both.
you can do both, man. Do both. I mean, you can't go wrong. But I would say do both, man. But hey, dude, whatever you do, man, let us know what you're doing, man. We want to help you set it up, get it going, man, and kind of set your whole system up, man. 100% bulletproof way to get started, man. Jing Bug, hit us up, man. We want to put this thing together for you, man. For real though. So just let us know what you want to do, man. I think you in the Discord, man. I think you in the Discord. Let me see if I can drop the Discord link though.
Jamie Buck, man, trying to tell you, dude. And I know you mean like preference, but I say both because ultimately, the more like in that context, when it comes to prospecting, the more the merrier. Texting, obviously, it just kind of depends on your schedule. Like for example, when Byron was teaching, while he's teaching a class, he can't be in the dialer and cold calling. So texting is what he could do to make sure he's constantly marketing and not making any excuses. I usually recommend calling to people to get started like first, or just I usually just recommend calling because I like first. Well, I think you're going to have to learn how to talk to people regardless, and just spending time in the dialer talking to people is a great way to also either you're finding a deal or you're improving your skills. That's all you're doing for the entire time you're there. So don't, if it's a wrong number, not interested, don't effing call me. All of that is sharpening your skill set and your ability to be able to communicate with people. But ultimately, again, the idea in this business is to do them all and to do more and more and more and more. So I wouldn't say texting or calling. To start with, you know your schedule and your circumstances and what works best for you. But I'm not saying, hey, just jump in and do both. You don't want to do too much at once. But I was trying to say that to set the mindset around how major players think. Because, how the big dogs, and I'm talking about bigger than me, think. It's like, what you think Grant Cardone is doing? You think Grant Cardone texting? He's like, should I text or should I call? No, he texting, calling, emailing the mess out of me. You know what I mean? Facebooking the mess out of me, YouTubing the mess out of me. So take that into consideration. But like I was saying, it's just like, do not pay attention to the bad news. Do not pay attention to the trash because that stuff sells. And as far as the media is concerned, they're going to put all of that out there because they know, hey, it's not about helping you out and helping you reach your dreams. That's not their biggest concern. Their biggest concern is getting your views and getting you to help them reach their dream. And you know that principle, man. If you're not chasing your own dreams, you helping somebody else reach theirs. And that's not even just at your 9 to 5 when you're working for a company and the CEO of that company is living life. That's also too when you get off your work and you go to a Chick-fil-A and you spend some money there, and then you go buy some shoes, and then you go buy that new 2K, and then you go stream another artist's music, and you go watch a movie that was somebody else. All of that stuff that we consume was somebody else's dream. You watching the basketball game or the football game, you watching everybody live their dreams and you're not chasing yours. So it's like, you have to cut that out and start chasing your dreams. Cut all of the media stuff out where you listen to them talk about, well, the interest rates, well, the housing market, and blah, 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 blah. Because even back in 2008, 4 million houses, it was in 2007, 7 million houses were sold. 7 million SFR, single family residents were sold. And 2008, 4 million were sold. That's obviously, and I'm roughly, those aren't the exact numbers, but that's obviously a huge difference. But it wasn't zero houses. Somebody was making money. Somebody was doing their thing. And so ultimately, stop focusing on the 0% and focus on the big dog person, the what you want. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to understand, I think I'm just saying, don't focus on what you don't want, only focus on what you do want, especially in times like this. That's going to be a major principle. And remember this the next time you're watching a video talking about how the interest rates, or a news clip talking about how the stock market is crashing and the interest rates have messed up the housing market and it's crashing. Meanwhile, me and Byron doing deals. You understand what I'm saying? Me and Byron still wholesaling. So don't don't listen to that too much, man.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Interest rates is crazy right now, man. I mean, shoot, they interest rates are as high as they've been since 1991. It's like, dude, they trying to get this thing straight now, but we gonna see. So my point is, it's like if they ain't never been this high, you know what I'm saying, and they pushed them up this high. On the other side of this, it's gonna be is a pot of gold. You
Hold
know
on.
what I'm saying?
First of all, they didn't been this high. Cause before that, they were dude told me he was just like, man, when I got started in real estate, they was like 18%.
Yeah,
Before
it might
they
have been
been
like
this.
1980 something though, man.
It was in the 80s. They was at the 18,
Yeah,
17%. And stagflation was way worse than what we got. Where you got a case of we
yeah,
got usually you got high interest rates and low inflation, or high inflation and low interest rates. Now we got high interest rates and high inflation. That's what we're feeling. And that's called stagflation. And back in the 80s,
yeah,
stagflation was terrible.
yeah.
Inflation was terrible. Interest rates was almost 20%. And people was getting into business then. What I'm saying is if you focus on the bad news, then it's gonna seem like, man, this is terrible. It's like, dude, just get started.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Hey, Cordero on IG, they said, do you think talking professionally played a big part in closing your deals? I don't think so. I mean, y'all hear me talk on here. I don't know how professional I sound. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I do sound professional. Y'all let me know. I mean,
Yeah,
I was a professional. I was a teacher, and like kids was like, you, because when I was student teaching, they were like, you gonna talk different when you become a real teacher? I'm like, no, man. Dude, I talk how I talk. Like I sound how I sound. You know, I'm just saying, it's like, yes, I probably talk better over time. I probably use better words over time just because I'm listening to better stuff. I'm surrounding myself with people who talk different. Like, yeah, that's gonna change over time, but I'm just saying I'm not finna go out here and I don't know no other way to talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a different way to talk. So just talking professionally helped me. I don't know. I think just being professional. That means doing what I'm supposed to do, doing what I said I would do, following through with the things I said I would follow through with. Like
yeah,
those are the things that's really gonna help, when it comes to, whether we close the deal or not. Another thing, I appreciate y'all for the free game. Have a good night, y'all. Yeah, appreciate that, man. No doubt. Hello, Jose Copy. What's going on? And Payola Swint in the house. What's up? Who else we got
love
coming through, man? We got of course Jamie Buck came through, man. Appreciate you coming through. Bobby Mack came through. Cash Waller came through, man. What's going on? But yeah, man, appreciate everybody who came through, man. We've been on this thing almost an hour and 15 on the late tip though. I think this is a good one though, man. Shoot. But appreciate y'all coming through. I dropped that Discord link over here, I think, in the YouTube. I'm dropping the Discord link, man. So you want to jump into the Discord before um I think it's still free to jump into this Discord. So jump in there. We're gonna do some cool stuff in there, man. We're gonna throw some stuff in there that try to add some value to some people, man. Give people a chance to work closer with us and get some deals done, man. Get closer to living on your own terms, living your dreams, doing things that you really want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, man. I might need to talk to the powers that be. I don't know if that Discord is free. I need to talk to the higher. I'm gonna talk with my team and I'm gonna get back with you on that one, dude.
you stupid, man.
Discord, we going crazy today. We putting some real deal stuff off in that Discord, but
Yeah, man.
yeah, man.
So
I appreciate everybody. I mean, I think Byron definitely that Byron put it perfectly, man. It's just like it's not about how you talk or talking professional. It's about being professional. Period.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's like how does an ideal NBA player talk? Like there's no. It's how does an ideal NBA player play? Is the real thing that you want to know. And obviously, our business is about talking to people. TTP. But honestly, I just talk like this because I like trying to improve on the way I talk. I used to talk very terrible, so I try to improve on it. But it's more about being professional than anything, man. But before we get out of here, man, I want to hit y'all with the quote of the day, and this is from my guy Matthew. This one, to my point, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and Mammon. Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, right? And to my point, like I was saying, who you hang around with, what you consume, and what you feed within yourself is important. We talked about a couple things today, but what you consume is major, but also what you feed within yourself. That's why I say you can't be thinking about how can I improve on my business if you're also thinking about, well, the business is dead. It's like what you feed, what you consume, what master you serve. And if the master you serve is telling you, I'm a thug, be a thug, let's do what thugs do, I'm a real gangster, that's what the real G's do, then that's what you serving. That's what you're committing yourself to being, and you're committing yourself to having is what you always submit to and what you serve ultimately. And if you get off work and you go play the video game and you go hop on, watch the basketball game or the football game, and you watch movies, and you go to the girl's house and you chill over there, and listen, you're entitled to your own experience. But all I'm saying is, this is what you want to do. Then you got to understand, when you serve a master, when you serve something, and you're gonna serve something, whether you believe it or not, whether you think you are or not, whether you're doing it consciously or not, you're gonna serve something. When you do it with all your heart. You do it with all your heart. For those of y'all that don't believe me, if you be on that game, and I'm not trying to knock nobody, but I'm just using that. On that game, have you ever argued with somebody to the point you want to fight them over the video game, and it's not even real? You serve that game with all your heart, dude, with all your heart. And so, but you can't serve that and then also serve something greater. You can't serve that thug mentality in you and also be a solid businessman. You can be a thug or a solid businessman. I'm not talking about how you look. I'm talking about what's up here, right? And so obviously the verse, Matthew, speaks to serving God and having a pure intention about going in that direction. And anything that you put before God will be to your detriment. But again, like we say, if it's in the Bible, it's true for the entire universe. It's a principle for business. It's a principle for life. If you just like, if that's your wife and you talking to other women and you flirting with other women, you can't be serving your woman. You can't be flirting with other women and being a faithful husband. You can't.
There's one preacher I know had a famous line. At least I listen to it all the time. He's like, "You can't go to heaven and hell." It's like you can't go to both. Oh man, but yeah, man, for sure. And the crazy part is, like, that's why I keep saying, like, you got to feed that good beast, because that other beast, that's naturally the flesh, natural. That's why you got to feed that good beast, man, and keep fighting it. You know what I'm saying? Keep fighting for what you really want. Keep fighting for who you really want to be, because you're going to do things that you ain't proud of, that you don't really want to do, that that you really don't want to be that. So you got to keep feeding the side that's like, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to do. This kind of person I want to be, and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. But shoot, been on here an hour, 20 minutes, man. We're finna get off this mug on a late tip. Appreciate y'all coming through for sure. The Discord link is right there. I see Bobby Mac then jumped in here. I was like, man, if somebody been on here for an hour and 20 minutes with us, at 11 o'clock at night, they deserve to be in the Discord, man. So it's like, man, you rocking with us for this long. If you done made it to this point in the video, man, go ahead and jump in the Discord, man. We really want to hook some people up. We really want to show some people how to get this done and prove that this is really bulletproof. So, man, like I said, Jamie Buck, you ready to get that marketing going, man? Let us set it up for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about crunk.
Yeah, man, get that thing crunk up. We'll put you in the right places. We'll make sure you got the right buyers, and boom, we'll put you on your way, man. Get you some deals going. So, but shoot, man, appreciate y'all. We out of this thing. Peace out.
Peace out.